Hello everybody, welcome to the Praetorian. This is Roger Hanson, and today I'm going to do a short video which is about something that I learned actually from a Democrat, believe it or not, when I was doing volunteer work with the Wolfpack for the pack that's supposed to end all packs. It's supposed to take money out of politics, and they ended up passing the resolution that I did the volunteer work. I called up legislators and tried to convince them that we need to take money out of or PAC money out of elections. And there was an issue that I wanted to show or bring up that did actually pop up during the time that it was being brought up to the state legislature. And believe it or not, it was actually Bost, who is in my area, who made the claim that an Article 5 convention would turn into a runaway convention if the resolution passed. Now, one of the members that was in the Wolfpack for Illinois, who supported Illinois' SJR 42, her name was Susan L. Singer, and she actually coached a lot of people on politics and the way things do work at the state level, and she was very knowledgeable. And before they brought it in front of the legislation, she put out a note that I wanted to share about concerns regarding the prospect of a runaway convention if the resolution passed. And it was pretty good. I made this note on Facebook, and I want to transfer it over to video because I no longer want to use Facebook for keeping my notes and stuff. I've been wanting to do this for a while, so I posted this on October the 26th, 2014. I had my issues with the Wolfpack and the Young Turks after it was all said and done, and I made plenty of comments on the internet about it. I don't know if I made a video concerning it or not. I agree with taking money out of politics and stuff, but for me there were other things involved. Like, I don't believe that one hand washes the other, that in order for a politician to do something that they know is right, that group has to freaking cater to them, In order for you to help pass my resolution, then me and all the supporters of that resolution need to show up and rally for you at your meetings to where you can become a legislator, That's just as bad as the money. That's just still corrupt, no matter how much you look at it. When there's people that, like me, for an example, I'm a conservative. Why do I need to go to a Democrats rally to get them supporters for their democratic purposes in order for me as a conservative to freaking help get money out of politics, or out of elections? So that was one of the big issues that I had there. And then Michael Madigan, apparently he was doing work behind the scenes to get this legislation passed, and his name wasn't brought up during the whole time that I was getting involved in going into the chats on Google, or Hotmail, or gmail.com. They have their own little chat areas, and that's how we did it. And we talked on the phone, with Dropbox, I believe is what it was. But anyhow, come to find out, after it was all said and done, TYT, Sync, he ends up, saying all this stuff and congratulating everybody for doing it, and then he pops out Michael Madigan's name. First time it was ever mentioned. And if I knew Michael Madigan was involved, I would have never participated in that whatsoever. He's one of the dirtiest politicians in Illinois. The man makes an annual PAC. He gets an annual amount of PAC money of over $2 million every 2 years, and he's running around trying to take money out of politics or elections. Come on, man, get with it. It's just something that's not right there. But that was another issue that I have. I didn't support Rauner either. I remember, the research I did on the school unions when they went on strike in 2011, I think. Rauner and Madigan both were involved in it. Madigan got mad because the school unions weren't giving him his PAC money, and he sent in, Stand for Children, which is actually an AstroTurf organization pretending to be a local organization, grassroots. And what they did is they came in and they bought up all the lobbyists that the school unions in Chicago would have used in order to lobby, and they did that to make it harder on the unions. Basically, it's a bully tactic. And then they turn around and they started trying to pass legislation behind the union's back that would literally mess them up, period. And they finally found out about it, I believe, at the end, and showed up, and that fell through. And both Madigan and Rauner was involved, because Rauner is the one that brought Stand for Children in. So it was pretty messy and it's pretty dirty. And in Illinois, it doesn't matter what political party you're in, there's corruption, just period, and that's just the way it is. But anyhow, with that being said, I will get on with what the topic is about. I made the note out as Illinois' SJR 42, concerns regarding the prospect of a runaway convention if the resolution passes, by Susan L. Singer. This is John Birch Society propaganda. It will not happen. Here's why. First off, Article 5 of the Constitution provides 2 ways to amend the Constitution of the United States. 1. Allow Congress to draft the amendment, have 3/4 of the state ratify, and 2. Convene representatives of each U.S. state to draft an amendment, have 3/4 of the state ratify. The U.S. Congress has proven it is not up to the task, so the next step is for 34 U.S. states to make the identical call for a convention. Keyword, identical. Should Illinois pass SJR 42, it will be only the third out of the requisite 34 required for a convention to even occur. Should the convention be called, it will be called for the sole purpose of drafting an amendment or amendments needed to overturn Citizens United versus FEC. Now see, Citizens United is what they're talking about. It was to go against Citizens United. It was not about taking money out of politics and getting rid of PAC money. Okay? That was something else at the time that I didn't even notice, and now it's right in front of my face, and I just realized, that it wasn't even to take PAC money out of politics in Illinois. It was to overturn Citizens United, and that was it. The convention would be made up of, and this language is in the resolution, Part 2, II 19 through 14, individuals currently elected to state and local office and or selected by election in each congressional district, and excludes those who now or in the past have been elected to federal positions responsible for the current state of national gridlock. The convention would be expressly prohibited from even touching the existing U.S. Constitution. Their mission would be to draft the necessary amendments to overturn Citizens United, not a balanced budget amendment, not Second Amendment Reconstruction, not any other hot-button issue facing the country. Finally, once all representatives to the convention, people just like yourself from all the states, agree on the language and proposed amendments go to all of the states' legislatures, 38 of them must ratify it before it becomes law. Now see, for me, what I'm seeing there is it's going to take a long time, okay, for them to get 38 states to ratify an identical, resolution. And in the meantime, what they're doing is going out and they're pulling up all these volunteers to come in and work and call up legislators, and at the same time, in order to get support, they'll have another guy say, hey man, we got this one, they're gonna support us, but they want to know if you can pull together 15 people to come to their rally. And of course they're gonna pull up 15 people, and then it's gonna be that way with everything. It's all these special interest groups that are pulling up these special people to show up for the rallies and make a big crowd in order to make it look like that representative is popular and they're good people, and that's what they were doing. I'm from Southern Illinois, so I wasn't a part of going out to these places, but the people that were doing it were all the ones that were up around Aurora and around Chicago and areas like that. I mean, it was dirty pool, so that was one of the things that got me. And then it dawned on me, they're going to be doing this while trying to get 38 other states to do it. So that means they're going to pull these people together. They had me, after we had passed our resolution, calling people in freaking other states like Iowa and Indiana and stuff like that, and I was just completely amazed by that, Now, after that, it goes on to say the point representative is that there are sufficient safeguards in place, despite such a convention not having been held on a national level before. Please reconsider your position and support SJR 42. Susan L. Singer, SCPM. Now, the thing of it is I did learn something from Susan, though, because, specifically on this right here with this resolution. It's an Article 5. Now, all they can do is go into this convention, and the amendment is about overturning Citizens United versus FCC. That's all that is. It has absolutely nothing to do with anything else. And Boss, whenever they were bringing it up in front of the legislation, he tried to stand up and talk about the runaway convention. And when he did, Susan Singer wrote a note, I think it was to Levi, I think that was her name. She was speaking in front of everybody, and she almost got stuck because of what Boss was saying. And they handed the note to her, and she read it out in front of the state legislature, and the same stuff, okay, that I just read to you. And all of a sudden you could just tell it was, everything got shut down. They just shut Boss down, had nothing to say. And after that, the resolution got passed. But if that wasn't read off, it would have caused fear, you know what I mean? And they do this stuff in order to cause fear so that people turn away from the Article 5 convention. And I saw right then and there that that is true. You know, that just dispels the whole idea that these people have where a runaway convention even exists. So for me, I do agree. An Article 5 convention does need to be needed, but it's not just to overturn Citizens United. That is an agenda just all by itself. That has absolutely nothing to do with it. I have gone through and I've made posts over and over again when I was doing research with Alec, and I did that all on my own. And there is just politicians that are getting money left and right from all different directions, from unions, from educational groups. They're getting them from frickin' electrical engineering companies. They're getting them from industries. They're coming from all directions. Politicians get in office, and as soon as they get in office, they have to start looking for people who are going to fund their next election. They spend most of their time in office looking for people to fund their next election. That's basically it. That's why a lot of stuff is never done when it comes to the state and federal level, is because these politicians get into office and they're constantly looking for people who are going to pay their way. And that's it. So, yeah. I just wanted to share that with you. And hopefully, if you hear somebody who talks about an Article 5 convention and you remember this video, you can bring it up to them. It has to be specifically on that thing that you're talking about overturning or making a law out of, you know. And it can't pertain to anything else. Nothing whatsoever. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, share, make comments, give some feedback, you know, whatever, man. Love to hear what you have to say. Thanks for watching.